Oh, Chris from My Stamp Lady. I'm here today to share with you one of the fun new Valentine sets from Stampin' Up. It's called Would You Be Mine, and it is a photopolymer set, which means it is the clear images. And so you do need an acrylic block for them, and this has a lot of fun things to do along the lumberjack theme. So to get started, the first thing I did was I ran a piece of 8.5 by 5.5 cardstock through the Big Shot with the wood grain folder and embossed the front of my card base. I can set that aside. Now because I find I get a little better image when I've stamped on something that has some give, I'm using our Stampin' Pierce mat, but things like a fun foam and other things like that will work too. So to start with my lumberjack guy, I have him here and he's on my acrylic block. I am using the Memento Black, Tuxedo Black ink so that I can use my blendabilities, my alcohol markers, to color him in. So let's stamp him on my piece of Whisper White. There we go. We've got our wonderful lumberjack. And then this is kind of unique. This has a shirt image which has the beard area cut out. So because it's photopolymer, I can look right through this and line up my shirt. And you can make the shirt whatever color you want. So this shirt is red. Okay, so the next step, I pulled in my blendabilities markers. I didn't do a lot of coloring. I just did, or shading I should say. I did the coloring and colored in just straight with the markers. I like the way the alcohol markers work. They are easy to get the color down and you don't have any streaks. So I went ahead and colored in all the parts of my lumberjack. And I used a variety of the blendabilities, and if you go to my blog at mystamplady.com, I will have all of the different blendabilities marked that I used. Okay, so I already colored this guy, colored in all the parts, so let's pull in a real red cardstock to make a mat for that. Okay, there we go. I have a piece of Sahara sand and the little wood slice piece, and so I'm going to stamp randomly with Early Espresso several of the wood slices on this piece of Sahara sand. And you'll notice the very center of the wood slice is a little heart. So I took, and you could just take your regular markers too. I happen to have my blendability there, so I use that. And I colored in all those little hearts. Okay, so now I've got all my little hearts colored. Let's pull in that card base, and I'm going to put some adhesive on the back here and mount this into my lower left corner here. Okay. I wrapped a length of the Cherry Cobbler Baker's twine around the front, and I wrapped that twice and then tied a bow. Okay, so just a note about this card front here. Normally when you run the embossing folders through the Big Shot, you have down your tab 2. I just did it with the base plate. I lifted up my tab 2. Just so that it wouldn't be quite as deep, because I don't want to slit the sides of they become weaker there and I didn't want them to cut. So now I have some dimensionals on the back of my lumberjack. I'm going to move my bow over a little bit there. I have dimensionals on the back here. Let's remove those. And then we'll place this down right here in the lower left. So all that's left is to do my sentiment. And I have a piece of Pear Pizzazz here, and I have this fun image with Timber, I've Fallen for You. So pull in the real red ink, and I'm going to stamp that to the right. There we go. And with scissors, make that little flag on the end. So we just have to cut up in the center and then from each end in to make that notched end. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on the right side here. You can put some mini glue dots on the left side if you want. I think I just left mine kind of sitting over that because it's going to be on this, kind of overlap your guy over here. There we go. And you have a fun Valentine card. If you have any questions about what I've done, you can contact me at chris@mystamplady.com. All of these supplies will be available starting January 6th in my online store at shopwithmystamplady.com. Thanks for watching.